So I got in here to where I wanted to be, and the river is frozen at my crossing, where the deer been crossing. So there's a big buck and a doe behind me about 150 yards, so now I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Alright, so the big buck that I saw when I was walking in is bedded over here with a doe, about 200 yards. I came to set up at this river crossing this morning, but it was all froze over and I didn't think they'd use this crossing. I thought they'd go up. Well, I watched a couple bucks chase a doe out in this pasture and come over here, and sure enough, they crossed the river right where I should have sat. So anyway, I don't even know what time it is. Left my phone in the truck, and so anyway, I'm going to sit here for a little while, see if I can't rattle a deer from the other side and get them to cross. There's 4 or 5 bucks in here that other guys don't want to shoot. All of them are mature. For some reason, they have short brow tines, and guys don't want them. So we only have 4 whitetail guys left, and we got plenty of ground and plenty of deer in other places. So I'm going to see if I can seal the deal here. We'll see what happens. Fell over. He's dead. He's dead. I don't know how that even happens. Well, that was interesting. I drew behind the camera and raised up. He was broadside, quartered away, and I let it go, and as soon as it came out of the bow, it kicked. And as I get over there, I can tell the wind is sucking right down this ravine that I'm sitting over the top of, and it blew it just a little bit left, and it hit him right in the top of the back. But he's dead. Right out here in the middle. Felt like I made a great shot. I just, the wind's not blowing up here. It's supposed to be coming out of the east, and it's just sucking along this big rim, and it blew me, that far was enough to do it. So anyway, let's go check him out. That's tough by yourself. It's fun. Paul's guiding today. Got some archery whitetail hunters, and I think Rich is out trying to kill an elk. So anyway, let's go get our hands on this guy. Sorry the shot, it didn't hit where I wanted it to, but I guess that's part of bow hunting. Alright, so this is where he was bedded, and I was up there on that ridge at that piece of sagebrush. So let's see, he had to be right here. There's the arrow. Bunch of meat, a little bit of blood, more meat and blood. Not much though. So let's go see what it hit. This is interesting. Big old heavy 8. I don't know. He's bleeding bad. All the way down here around his tail. What a deer. I'm tickled pink with that deer. Here's the first day of my 2020 deer season. Beautiful old buck. I've watched this deer cross the river over there a lot, and I had 4 rifle hunters in here and nobody wanted to shoot him, so I was like, I'll go back and look for him. He doesn't have long tines, but he's got great mass, and he got cool brows, and I am tickled pink. I don't really know what to say about the shot. It went left, and it went in right at what I would consider the base of the spine or the vertebrae, and came out the other side, and he just ran over and died. So it is what it is. I'm tickled with the deer. I felt like I made a good shot. I know the wind was blowing down there after I figured out what was going on, but nonetheless, he is here and I'm happy. Anyway, I got some work ahead of me to do this by myself, but I'm just gonna hang out and enjoy this a little bit. So till next time, bow hunt or die. Good morning. It's doing an interview. Morning, November 29th. My dad's back here with me. He's leaving for Texas today, so we tried to get in one more morning hunt. We never hunt this stand in the morning, or never have. But we got in here in the dark and got set up, and we're hoping these deer are going to come back from the hayfield and filter through this bottom. So it's like 11 degrees this morning, nice and chilly, but see what happens. Gonna sit here and enjoy the morning. We can see one buck that's probably a shooter over here, and then there's a couple across the river, but those ones probably are not coming. So we'll see what happens. That deer's old enough to shoot, but he's not very big. Let's get him over here. that was pretty exciting. We only had one deer in range. He's not a big deer, but he's good enough for me. We had a good time doing it. So Dad was able to grunt him in, and we shot him. He was like 52 yards, and literally I've killed 3 deer that were within 10 yards of that same spot. So pretty cool. This is our third Thanksgiving vacation deer in 3 years. Actually, we shot a doe the other day too, but anyway, just fun to be out here with Dad, and it's cold, but it's a good morning. Nothing else we'd rather be doing. So we're gonna get our stuff packed up and go try to get to this deer before the magpies eat all of it. Tim and Troy have coyotes like crazy, but our magpies find deer pretty good too, so they don't eat as much though. So anyway, let's get out of here. Bowhunt or die. Here's blood. This is where he walked through. All frosted up. Well, here he is, my second whitey of 2020, but more importantly, it's the third one in a row with my dad here for Thanksgiving, and we just have a good time. It was fun, and he was supposed to leave this morning, and I said, "You want to go sit in a tree before you leave?" So he came, ran the camera, and there was one big deer in the field this morning. He left all the other deer, and this guy was still out there, and Dad's like, "He looks pretty good," and I was like, "I think he's like 90 inches, but he's old enough to shoot for sure." And as they started to work their way to the trees, I told Dad to grunt at him, and he grunted, and this deer came all the way over to us. He didn't turn on the trail to come down to us, but he walked right by the spot where I've shot several other deer, and I shot him 52 yards, and he went 40 yards and flopped over where we could see it. So always fun when they die in sight, and you know, it's kind of funny. We do this all year long, and we look for mature deer and big deer and big deer, and I just like to shoot deer. It's all fun, and you know, he's obviously not a giant, but it's all fun nonetheless. And he's an older deer, so I'm good with taking him out. We're gonna eat him, and we made some more memories. So headed to Kansas next week, and only time will tell what happens there, but until then, Bowhunt or die. How can this not be fun? How can you not like doing this? Come back in a couple of years. Yeah.